I uploaded my first video to this channel on May 22nd, 2025, with one goal in mind, to find out what it would be like to be a YouTuber. Since then, I've gained 84 subscribers, made 29 videos, and gotten 2,029 channel views. These numbers honestly aren't very impressive, but that's not the reason why I made this channel. For me, it was almost like a type of social experiment. I wanted to see if these videos really made any kind of impact on people. I wanted to see people's reactions to something I made. Maybe that sounds egotistical, but my goal wasn't really to put any emphasis on myself. Instead, I want to share everything I've discovered in the past year with you, the viewer. I hope that my experience will help you in some way, whether it be with YouTube, life, or any other activity that you're doing right now. What I've found in the past year or so has honestly shocked me. For one, there's a lot more work that went into these videos than I expected. For the average nobody like me, there's only so much I can do with my lackluster editing and title making skills, but even still, I can tell how much work is put into everything that goes out onto the internet. For example, right now I'm typing the script for this video while planning out what I'm going to put in the background, whether or not I'm going to have subtitles for my words, and what my voice inflections should be to make the video more interesting. Because here's what I found about YouTube. It is an industry. However, the best YouTube videos are the ones that are made specifically for the viewer. It's very easy for me to upload a gaming video about something that I want. However, the ones that I make with the express purpose of providing something meaningful to an audience tend not only to be easier to make, but perform better. You might have noticed something similar when it comes to your own videos, or even with your own life in general. Basically, it's very easy to focus on yourself or what you like or want to do. But by turning your attention onto others, you find that you're not only able to help them, but you end up helping yourself as well. The second thing I learned is simply to not take things too seriously. I mean this in two ways. Firstly, it's good and even essential to incorporate some kind of humor into everything you do. Not only does it make things more interesting, but it tends to make others more comfortable as well. Look at this video compared to this video. In the first video, I purposefully told some kind of jokes either at the start or in the middle of the videos. In the second video, I did the opposite, trying to keep a more serious tone. The response to the first video is night and day as compared to the second one. Of course, there's always more than one factor that goes into each video, but I just wanted to find an example that I did something like this. This also ties into the second way to not take things too seriously. When I first received negative comments, dislikes, and the works, it instantly soured my mood. To see that people didn't like something that I put so much effort into was just heartbreaking. However, while there were a lot of people that didn't like the videos, there were just as many who did. That's why it's important not to take everything too seriously. Don't focus solely on the good or bad, but instead take it all at face value. If someone doesn't like what you're doing, try to see things from their side and improve. If they do like what you're doing, keep doing it, but don't let it get to your head. Do these things and you'll be fine. The next thing I want to talk about might be slightly argumentative, and that is the importance of religion. I'm not going to try to convert you to my religion, but I just want to emphasize the importance of having one. Because the one that I know most about, I'm going to use Christianity as my example. Something that I discovered is that when something I do performs badly, specifically something that I spend a lot of time on, I tend to take it personally and spiral out of control. I believe that because I put so much of my value into that video, or that script, or even that specific day, it completely ruins me once it doesn't go well. However, when I put my value into something that cannot fail, it makes it so that my own value cannot fail either. Take the show One Punch Man, for example. As the name implies, the show revolves around a main character that is able to defeat any enemy in a single punch. If you lived in a world where that man actually existed, wouldn't you try to best to keep him around, or at least get on his good side? That way, you would never have anything to worry about. Religion is kind of like that. It allows you to take some of the emphasis off of your own performance and put it into the hands of someone much more capable. I implore you to do your own research and come to your own conclusion, but I would highly recommend trying out some kind of religion of your own. The final thing I wanted to talk about is what I believe to be the most important behind religion. That is simply community. I've worked on a couple of videos at this point, but honestly, they all seem kind of pointless without other people, whether it be family, friends, or even just some random people on the internet. I want my material to be known. I want to see people's reactions. I want to work with people, because the reality is that it's infinitely more difficult to do things on your own. That's why it's so important to surround yourself with as many good people as you can. That way, you can all support each other and help each other to reach goals that you could never even have imagined. This video is very different from anything that I've made before, but for some reason, I felt compelled to make it. I have a lot more things I would like to say, so if you'd like to stick around and hear them, you should subscribe. If not, don't worry, I won't take it too seriously. Either way, I wish anyone who watches this the best in their endeavors, and I hope something I said was able to strike a chord with you. With that being said, enjoy the rest of your day. Peace. All seem kind of pointless without...